911. What are you reporting? Can you hear me?
Hey, Robbie, how you doing? Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm doing swell. I like your background.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Welcome to talk about the Outwaters, man. What a fascinating film, man. I really enjoyed it. So congratulations, man.
Thank you.
So can you set up the movie for us and our viewers?
It's about two dogs. They're best friends, and one of the dogs get lost in the woods, and the other dog's like trying to find it. And it has a happy ending, except it's about a few friends that go to the desert, and bad stuff happens to them.
All kinds of bad stuff, doesn't it?
Lots of bad stuff.
Yeah, this movie is a mind trip. I have to tell you that. So tell me about challenges in shooting a found footage movie. I mean, I would feel that's like sometimes you have to really kind of watch out how you do it because you're talking it from one perspective the whole time. So what were the challenges in that?
Making sure there was a logical reason for the camera to keep going. I built the the movie partially around why the camera is still going. So I think most people will get it in this case. So that was a challenge, but that was more of a challenge in coming up with even wanting to make one or coming up with the idea in the first place. And then other than that, it's just you have different rules in found footage than you would have in other films. So it was just following the rules. It was more about like thinking of an idea where my character would keep, what's the reason that I keep filming, if that makes sense.
It does. And tell me about finding your cast and also how do you direct yourself?
If I feel really awkward in a scene and like really uncomfortable, it's probably good. In terms of directing myself, I would just shoot a bunch of stuff and then look at it, and if anything felt fake, I would reshoot it until it didn't. Yeah.
And in terms of casting, it seems like, did you find close friends? Did you actually find, how did you find the actors for the movie?
These are all close friends of mine. So
You can
um,
tell. You can tell. There's that.
I wanted to be around people I like.
Absolutely, and do terrible things to them.
Yes.
And tell me about the contrast in the movie, because we go from ultra bright, like behind me, then pitch black. So was there any kind of concern in how to stage that in the movie?
I don't know I don't know, but I can say that I hate how in a lot of new movies, darkness and black looks kind of like almost gray and not like blacks. So I definitely knew I wanted like the blacks to actually be black. Um,
Because you're shooting in the Mojave Desert. I'm in Las Vegas, so I know the Mojave Desert at
oh,
night.
okay, yeah.
Pretty,
Yeah, I mean, I
pretty
just kind
dark.
of that's what it looks like if you're filming at night in the desert with a flashlight. So I just wanted it to stay true to what it would look like if I had that camera out there,
And
which I did have that camera out there. So that's was pretty
absolutely.
easy to get to.
And not only shooting at night, but also shooting in the desert. What kind of challenges were that?
Really, the main one was wind in certain areas. Really heavy wind. Going to the bathroom, was hard sometimes. But other than that, it was pretty easy and comfortable. It was really hot most of the time, but not a humid, disgusting heat, just like a arid, dry, kind of felt nice in a lot of ways, especially for the scenes where we had to be like kind of naked, covered in blood. It was kind of like not that bad actually.
And I love your use of sound. Talk about how you did the sound design in this movie, because it adds so much to almost all the elements.
Um, a lot of experimentation, a lot of blending, and yeah, well, just exploring. I've never really done a sound heavy project, but what I can say is a lot of my early films were silent films in terms of they were without dialogue. So I told a lot of stories using visuals and music early on. And so I did draw heavily upon like all my practice basically, like
Yeah, because there's specific sounds in your mind when you're making this film for certain scenes.
no,
Just
not
you knew when you
that
heard
all
it.
yeah, that just screams, but that the other sound aside from the screams kind of came in exploring.
And your movie is definitely a slow burn kind of movie. Did you really work on the pace of the movie?
Yeah, the pacing was a lot of trial and error and editing, and then putting it away for a week and then coming back to it with fresher eyes and feeling if it flowed good. But I always knew how I wanted it to be, very slice of life, a little random, a little lingery. If you look at, like, if I look at footage I shot when I was in high school of hanging out with my friends, a lot of those shots and scenes kind of linger. So I did want that. It's really fun because it gives you a freedom to edit in different kinds of ways.
Absolutely. And now your film's going in general release. It's playing here in Las Vegas at the Regal Sunset Station. So
Oh, it
congratulations.
is?
On that. Oh, absolutely. I
Yay.
checked. Have you had the chance or did you have the chance to see it with an audience yet and see the reaction? And, did you find something that didn't work or something that did work that surprised you, or the reaction to the film?
I was able to see it with audiences during the film festival run,
Mhm.
and it's not too different than it was at the film festival. So um, yeah, I think there were probably, during the first showing I ever saw it with an audience with, I'm sure there were some moments I changed or I thought, oh, this could be better. But honestly, it's like a super awkward thing to sit through with an audience. It's not the kind of movie where people are like jumping out of their seats and screaming. It's very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Um, so go with your closest aunt or uncle or grandparent.
And then you'll have an interesting conversation afterward at coffee.
Yes.
Robbie, congratulations, man. And wish you the best of luck with your film. And let's talk
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Thanks. Have a great day.